Welcome. My name is Bob Bernaducci, and I represent the United Way of Central and Northeastern Connecticut. I would like to welcome the media and our attendees to our volunteer income tax assistance campaign kickoff event. We have 5 speakers that are going to be talking all things Vita today. We're going to begin with Paula S. Gilberto, President and CEO of United Way of Central and Northeastern Connecticut. Mayor Luke Bronin will follow Paula. Hector Glynn, Chief Operating Officer from the Village for Families and Children, will then speak. Dr. Marlo Grappone, Executive Director, Human Resources Agency of New Britain, that's HRA of New Britain, will speak next. And we will follow Dr. Marlo Grappone with Kyla Thomas, a Vita tax filer who's become a new Vita volunteer. I just want to let our media know that at the end of our speakers portion, we'll open this up to questions to the media, and there'll be 2 options to pose a question. You may use the raise your hand button to ask a question audibly, or you may type in a question into the Q&A box, and I will pose that question to the panelist. And now let me introduce Paula Gilberto.
Thank you so much, Bob, and thank you so much to members of the media that are able to join us this morning. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, and I know my colleagues do, because the media plays such a critical role in getting information out to people. And that's in part what this campaign is about, making sure that residents know what's available to them to bolster their family income. And because they deserve it, and they deserve the credits and the refunds that they will receive through this program. It's always an honor to be with these partners, and I particularly want to thank Mayor Luke Bronin for his consistent leadership in terms of connecting residents to resources. And I also want to thank our longtime partners, Human Resources Agency of New Britain, the Village for Families and Children, and we have so many other community partners that are involved in the annual Vita campaign. Together, we are reaching, in our service area, residents in 52 communities, from New Britain to Enfield, from Hartford to Wyndham, and every community in between. And it's great because it's the opportunity today, on this day in January, to launch this year's volunteer income tax assistance campaign, which most people know as Vita. This year, the theme is critical. Vita works for me and it's free. And I want to underscore that because this is an incredible opportunity for individuals of different ranges in their family income and their individual income to take advantage of highly trained volunteers that are prepared to work with individuals on their state and federal tax returns. But it's more than filing. It's about that connection to a person who's going to make the filer aware of everything that they are eligible to receive because they've worked and they've worked hard. And this is a connection to opportunities for refunds and credits that help round out a family's income. There's just so much that goes into families being economically sound and being on sound financial footing. And certainly a good paying job is one of those, and learning how to manage one's finances is also one of those. But Vita recognizes the importance of that hard work by connecting you with a qualified volunteer who's IRS certified as a tax preparer to make sure that you are claiming each and every refund and credit that you've worked so hard for. In our case, in United Way's case, this is squarely about ALICE. And many of you know ALICE. ALICE is a United Way acronym that stands for Asset Limited, Income Constrained, and Employed. These are individuals who are working and working very hard and oftentimes multiple jobs. But unfortunately, that income is not enough to afford basic household necessities: safe housing, adequate food, quality childcare, transportation, healthcare. By providing this service, United Way and other partners are helping individuals to claim refunds and tax credits that all go to adding to one's household income. And it is not only one of the singular ways that people get onto financial footing, but it's an incredible economic stimulus in local communities because filers are using their refunds to purchase goods and services from local stores, from local businesses that all go to a quality home life. So we want to talk about the fact that critical in all of this is the role that volunteers play. We're very proud to be an organization that reaches out and invites people to volunteer their time as tax preparers. Even if you have no tax preparation background, that's okay. Great training program and the Internal Revenue Service and our community partners supporting the training and ensuring that when you complete the training, you are in fact qualified to do someone else's taxes. And what a gift that is. Our Vita volunteers also help people navigate all of the nuances in terms of state and federal returns, how important that is, and again, collectively, what this does to advance someone's household income. Our United Way is also proud. We make available another program called myfreetaxes.com. That also is available at no cost. And it's for anyone who has a simple return who prefers to do the filing on their own. But let me give you a little bit of context as to how important this is and what this amazing group of volunteers and our community partners and our municipal partners have done. Last year, more than 8,700 tax filers received free tax preparation services from 232 trained volunteer preparers. And in the midst of the pandemic, the fact that they were able to transition as quickly as they were to do this virtually and still provide quality service to 8,700 people. But dollars and cents wise, $24.5 million in refunds and credits being returned to local residents and being invested in local communities. Let's think about that. 8,700 people served by 232 volunteers and bringing to those households and to those communities $24.5 million. That's incredible. And I just want to give a heartfelt thanks to all of the volunteers who made that possible, to our IRS partner, to the village, to HRA, and to all of the organizations that have made this happen. Now, let's just break this down a little bit more, right? So those 8,700 tax filers, who were they? These are people who, on average, received a federal refund of $1,948 per person and an average earned income tax credit of $1,605. That's pretty significant. And in the context of filers whose adjusted gross income was nearly $26,000, you can do the math and you can see how significant that is. And I'm going to ask folks to just reflect for a moment in terms of our individual ability and our household's ability to live on an adjusted gross income of $26,000 annually. These are folks that are doing amazing things in terms of managing finances, but again, they're working, and it's important that they receive these tax refunds and tax credits that they've earned. And again, just recognizing what this means to local businesses and communities, because those dollars are invested back into household necessities that individuals need and individuals deserve. So great, good for us that as a community, we did this last year, but honestly, it's not enough. We need to reach more people, and that's where the media comes into play in terms of making this information available, and our community partners and all of us in getting the word out. We want more people to be served by Vita this year than last year, and we want to support households to be financially stable and ultimately financially independent. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Promote United Way 211. 211 is the number to call for information on eligibility and, most importantly, to secure an appointment with one of our quality partners here to actually get these taxes done. So you can dial 211, or individuals can go to www.211ct.org/tax help. So I know that's a mouthful. I'm going to cover it again. www.211ct.org/tax help. Or just punch in 211 on your phone, press 3, then 6, and make your appointment. And you'll receive those auditory prompts when you call 211. So why United Way? Why are we involved in all of this? And then the answer is quite simple. Our mission as an organization is to bring people, resources, and organizations together for the well-being of children and families. And we know how important financial stability is and financial independence to a family in terms of education outcomes for children and also for health outcomes for individuals and families. So consider it core. Financial stability is core to positive outcomes in health and in education and other aspects of one life. So when we talk about this and we talk about our mission, it is all about bringing together the right people. And the right people are the volunteers that are doing incredible work with tax preparation. And the right organizations are the ones that are here with us and others in the community. So it's the leadership of Mayor Bronin, it's the leadership within the Village for Families and Children, the leadership of HRA of New Britain, and so many others. The right people combined with the right organizations, critical. And the third key element of that, the right resources. So I want to give a very special thank you to anyone who has donated to United Way, individuals, corporations, philanthropic partners. This is evidence of your dollars being leveraged to help people be financially stable and financially independent. And I want to thank our other philanthropic partners who have also contributed to making this happen. When we're going through the kinds of times that we are now, things that are just so uncertain on a daily basis, on a moment-to-moment basis, I think it's critically important that we focus in on what is the one thing that we can control. And the one thing that we can is our ability to give. So give generously of your dollars, our ability to volunteer. And again, thank you to all of the Vita volunteers, and our ability to advocate. And advocate in this sense, spread the word, have people call 211. We want to do more taxes this year than we did before. Combined, give, advocate, volunteer. That's what it means to live united. And with that, I would like to now introduce one of the greatest mayors, Mayor Luke Bronin, City of Hartford.
Thank you so much, Paula, for that kind intro, and thanks to all the partners. Obviously, huge thank you to the United Way here in Central Connecticut. A big thank you to the Village, and of course, the Human Resources Agency of New Britain as well. I'm a huge fan of this Vita program, and I'll be brief, but I just want to stretch a couple of things. Number one, filing your taxes can be intimidating, but Vita makes it easy and free. So if you need help filing your taxes, getting the refunds that you are entitled to, getting the tax credits that you're entitled to, the Vita program makes it easy and free and accessible in our community. There are a number of sites here in the City of Hartford where you can get it done. I want to shout out specifically Pope Park over at the Arroyo Center, the Parker Center, the Urban League over on Woodland, as well as in Upper Albany, usually at the Colin Bennett Building. Now, those are sites where this volunteer income tax assistance is delivered in person by trained volunteers. And I've been to those sites every year. Those volunteers know what they're doing, but they're also really approachable, really friendly. They understand the process and they make it so easy. And it is really, really important. Obviously, everybody has got to file their taxes, but it's not just about fulfilling your obligation. It's about making sure you're getting what you deserve. That's particularly important right now, especially for any families who may not yet have signed up for the child tax credit. If you have not yet signed up for the child tax credit, You can do it when you file, and you will receive that full amount from last year. So that's one reason to do it. But there are also all of the other reasons, the possibility that you're going to get a refund, that there are existing tax credits like the earned income tax credit that could make a huge difference in your life. So please take this really seriously. Use this free volunteer service to get your taxes filed, make it easy, make it free, and bring those resources back to our community. And I just, Paula said a lot of really important information there. Just want to talk for the City of Hartford for a second. Last year, 2,000 families use the Vita program, and through the years of this program have brought millions and millions of dollars back to our community. Dollars that make a difference in the lives of those families and dollars that make a difference in our community. So I really am grateful to all of the partners who make Vita possible. And I'm incredibly grateful to the hundreds of volunteers who give their time to this. It makes a huge, huge difference in our community. So I'll just say again, number one, if you're a household that makes under $58,000, you can do this. You can use Vita. So if you're a household that makes under $58,000, then use this Vita program to help get your taxes filed quickly, easily, and for free. If you know anybody who you think needs some extra help, then spread the word and make sure they know how easy it is to find those access points, those volunteers right in our neighborhoods at Pope, Parker, the Urban League, or at Upper Albany. And finally, when you go in, make sure to say thanks to the amazing volunteers who make this possible. It's great to be with you all for another year. I wish that we were launching in person, but the service will be provided in person. So it's great to be here with all of you. And now it's my privilege to turn this over to an incredible partner in so many ways, Hector Glenn, who is the Chief Operating Officer of the Village for Families and Children. Hector, over to you.
Thank you, Mayor. You can hear the passion in Paula's voice and, the mayor's sort of dedication to making this a successful campaign. I want to thank United Way and HRA for the longstanding commitment to Vita. The village is committed to building a community of strong, healthy families that protect and nurture children. That's our mission. And a critical piece of fulfilling that mission is to ensure that families are financially secure. Financial stress in general, right? During this time of COVID, during this time of just unsettlement, really has an effect physically, mentally, or even on the academics of our children. And so if we can help someone de-stress by filing taxes, ensure that they can get every credit that they deserve, then we've done a little bit to move forward on our mission. That's also the reason that we opened a financial opportunity center here in Hartford, where people not only can get help with their taxes, but also budgeting, as Paul alluded to, thinking about the future and how they can continue to build on their successes, because we believe that everyone in this region can be highly successful. Our Vita program and services are not only free, they are reliable and trusted source for tax preparation. You do not have to worry. The people, the volunteers, they're here because they care about others. And in a time when we're all so isolated, that is an important piece of work that the United Way helps to do, connecting us to each other and ensuring that we help one another. We support the Vita campaign in Greater Hartford and the Wyndham region for almost a decade now. And our committed staff help to connect the volunteers to the tax preparers across the region for each one of those years. We're so proud of the work that we've done to deliver this. And this season, there are 3 ways that you can get your taxes prepared. So one, we have drop-off appointments. You can drop off all your documents and someone will work on them for you and then let you know when they are ready to submit them. 2, in person, like Mayor said, there are sites throughout the city where you can get your taxes done. And the 3rd, virtual. You can schedule an appointment just like we're doing now in this announcement and figure out a way to do it through Zoom or other sort of technology. I hope that the people throughout the region will work with our tax preparers this year and take advantage of the saving opportunities, and take some of their savings and maybe apply it to, like Paula was talking about, the Alice Savings Program, or purchasing a bond, or preparing sort of for the future. These are important opportunities that our volunteers can help, and an added bonus when you have your taxes prepared. I'm just going to reiterate again how you can get an appointment. Paula talked about the website, www.211ct.org/tax help, or simply just calling 211 and pressing 3 and then 6. The tax filing opens January 24th, and we are excited to work with you all again. And now I want to, introduce a great partner, and Dr. Marla Rapone from HRA. It's all yours now.
Thank you, Hector. I am Dr. Marla Rapone, Executive Director at the Human Resources Agency of New Britain, Inc. We're very proud to support the Vita program in Greater New Britain, and have been doing so now for nearly 20 years. The overall goal of the Vita program is to increase the number of qualifying households that claim the Earned Income Tax Credit to help families get on the pathway to financial security. So this is a very important effort, as many of the speakers have already noted, and we're very proud to be a part of it. This is especially important now more than ever, with the economic impacts that are being experienced because of COVID-19, of course, in all of our communities. Our volunteers are focused and working with each individual and household to ensure that they claim the correct amount of Earned Income Tax Credit and receive the return that they deserve and that they have earned. The Governor, Ned Lamont, recently announced that he is directing the Connecticut Department of Revenue Services to retroactively enhance the 2020 Connecticut Earned Income Tax Credit from 23% of the federal credit to 41.5%. That's a tremendous increase. And the additional state tax refund will provide needed economic support for the Alice families that we've been talking about here. These are working individuals and families that are disproportionately burdened by COVID-19 and its negative impacts, as we know. Vita tax professionals are available for free to provide information on Earned Income Tax Credit, and as well as other refundable tax credits that you may be eligible for. So this includes the child tax credit and additional child tax credit, the credit for other dependents, and the American Opportunity Tax Credit. So please make sure that when you visit our tax sites to have your tax return completed, that you do ask questions, because our volunteers are always happy to help and to get you the answers that you need. For some households, their tax refund check is the biggest check they receive all year. So this is a critical need for them. Those are dollars that can be used for everything from servicing basic needs to starting a new savings program. So as Hector indicated, there may be some long-term investments that they may utilize their funds for, but there may be immediate needs, especially now during this pandemic, that need to be addressed, that it's going to be helpful for these families to receive those additional dollars. Many people count on their refunds to help support them through the pandemic-related economic downturn. So this year, each refund means a lot more. Our Vita volunteers are grateful to help, always. Last year, HRA of New Britain advised 6,028 tax filers in all of our service areas at no charge, thanks to our wonderful host of volunteers and incredible staff. This delivered over 2.8 million in Earned Income Tax Credit to the communities that we serve. We are here to help those who qualify and encourage you to schedule an appointment with us. To make an appointment in the New Britain region, please visit www.hrambct.org/Vita, or you may dial our 24/7 line at 860-356-2000 to schedule an appointment. It's important for you to note that, of course, due to the pandemic, we have established protocols for safety to provide the service to our customers. And we have also provided multiple options of how to obtain the service for your safety as well. So we do offer virtual Vita, we do offer hybrid services in person, and we do offer drop-off services for customers. So we do everything in our power to accommodate your needs and to do so in the safest manner possible. Please be sure to take advantage of the Vita program that is free in New Britain region or across the state with any of our fantastic partners. So it is my great pleasure now to introduce a wonderful former Vita customer who is now a volunteer, and that is Miss Kyla Thomas, who is here with us today, thankfully, to share her wonderful Vita story. So, Miss Kyla.
Hello, all. My name is Kyla Thomas. I was a past Vita tax filer, and now I want to tell my story about how Vita works for me for free. So I learned about the Vita program through 211 and also looking over the internet to try to get some assistance because it was hard with going to school and then being in state and then also coming back to work in Connecticut. And with that, it became like a hard time trying to put all of my taxes together, gather everything together, and also did not know where to put what. However, with this information, I was able to upload all of my information onto the Vita website in order to be able to get the assistance I need. And Donna Murphy, who is also a Vita volunteer, was able to assist me through all of this. And it also helped me understand what I am getting, what everything that is going to be done. She went through the process to help with everything. And she is my tax guru. And after getting everything done, she was also very communicative as well with emails and phone calls and just keeping me up to date of what's going on. And with that, it also helped me see that I also want to also take part in this, to learn the process, to also give back to communities as well, and hopefully be able to put someone else or guide someone else in my shoes of wanting to be a volunteer too. And I just want to say with Vita, it works for me for free, I'm sorry. And it also opens multiple doors too. Oh, and I was also able to use the money that I received to put back to school and receive more textbooks. Yeah, that's about it.
Well, thank you so much, Kyla, for that success story. We truly appreciate you for everything you're doing. And I just, at this point, wanted to open up the to questions to the media. If anyone would like to raise their hand or use the raise the hand functionality or put a question in the Q&A, you can do so at this time. We'll just wait for a brief moment. Okay, it looks like we have no questions for our team of panelists. Oh, one Q&A just came up. This question is for Paula. This comes from Susan Dunn from the Hartford Courant. And the question is, could Paula repeat the stats of how much each filer received in refunds and credits?
Absolutely. Thanks for the question, Susan. Let me start with the average adjusted gross income of our filers last year. So last year's filers, their gross income was $25,997. And on average, people who filed their taxes through Vita received a federal refund of $1,948 per person. So federal refund of $1,948 per person. And they received an average earned income tax credit of $1,605. And in case folks need the other stats, we had more than 8,700 filers that received free services from 232 trained volunteer tax preparers, and it resulted in nearly $24.5 million in refunds and credits being returned.
Okay, we do have a second question, and this question is posed by Alonso Velasquez from Identidad Latina. He states, "Thank you for the presentation. My name is Alonso Velasquez from Identidad Latina. Can services offered to non-English speakers be explained in greater detail? Are there locations that are specifically targeted toward such individuals?" Potentially, I'll say, Marlo, could you answer that, being our bilingual representative?
I'll be happy to take that. And if you like, I can share some as well, if that would be helpful to then do that. However, all of our Vita sites across the state do offer services to folks in the primary language. We have resources that allow us to offer translation services, but many of our sites also recruit volunteers that speak more than one language. And so I encourage you to simply visit the Vita sites and share what that language in particular is that is needed. However, of course, in Hartford and New Britain, because we do have very large Spanish communities in these cities, we do have a greater number of volunteers that are bilingual in Spanish. And so you can feel confident in recommending to the Hispanic community to come out to the Vita sites in Hartford and in New Britain, because we do have volunteers that speak the primary language and that can support for services. In New Britain, we also have support services to apply for the ITIN, and that is also free of charge, which is the individual taxpayer identification number. That many times is needed for folks that are requiring a number in order to file their tax return, because they do not currently have a Social Security number. So again, we are very confident in our services to folks that are speaking in a language other than English. And we're very accommodating because we know that many times the folks that are having English as a second language are experiencing it in an even more disproportionate manner.
And again, as you call or connect with 211, they can help direct you to the appropriate sites.
Okay, I'm checking for any additional questions. We do not have any additional questions at this time. I will let the media know that we'll be putting out a press release immediately after this event to all the participants and all of the media. So I would like to thank everyone for joining us today and taking part in our Vita campaign launch. We appreciate your time and effort, and we look forward to serving the people and the tax filers of the state of Connecticut. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.